Hello. Do you think that your thinking is absolutely clear? There are no fault lines in your thought process? This is the theme that I'm taking up for this video. Before we proceed further, click on the link below, subscribe to my YouTube channel, stay connected. We all assume that the way we think is absolutely right. And I believe there's nothing wrong in thinking like that. However, we also need to understand that there are many things which influence our thinking, which ultimately affect our perception, ultimately affect our judgments, our decisions, and many times they don't go right. So I'm going to share with you some of the factors which influence your thinking and why you need to be aware of them, and how is it that you can do a little course correction in your thought process. So the first bias, these are also called cognitive biases, and these can ultimately lead to some kind of stereotyping which in no way helps any person. So the first one is anchoring. Anchoring, the simplest way to understand anchoring is whatever is the first information that is given to you, that becomes the anchor around which you continue to think. The classic example of that is your decision to purchase something or sell something. So let's take an example of buying something. You want to buy something, and let's say it's a mobile phone. See, mobile phones have different features, different technology and so on, and you don't really know how much does it cost, how much shall you pay for that. And let's say a price which is quoted to you, 10,000 rupees. And now this becomes an anchor around which that model's price will go on in your mind. Let's say there is an opportunity of doing some bargain. You will be able to bargain only around this number of 10,000. You cannot suddenly drop it to 5,000 rupees, right? So this is what is called anchoring bias. Another way to look at it is, now you want to sell something, and let's say that sale that you want to make is you have a two-wheeler which you want to dispose of, and again you bought it at a certain price, you have used it over a period of time. Now no one can very rightly say how much is it going to cost. It's only an assessment. So whatever is the price that you quote, the other person will move the whole bargaining around that number. So this is what is an anchoring bias. Second one is called confirmation bias. What does this mean? Confirmation bias is information that you have in your mind and you want to get a confirmation of that information from people. Whatever people are saying, if it confirms your existing knowledge, existing information, that is what is called, you treat that to be right, and that is what is called confirmation bias. And why it is not very functional? Because the initial information that you are possessing, that may also need some correction, right? And if the same information is getting confirmed, how is it going to help you? So this is what is confirmation bias. Third one that is I'm sharing is backfire effect. Now this is interesting. Let us say I believe in veganism as far as my diet is concerned, and you are a person who is talking absolutely against it. Now this is what is a backfire effect. I will become even more strong in my defense of veganism. There may be another extreme that I may go to if I am not confident enough of speaking. I may go to another extreme of not even interacting with you, because your views have gone totally against my beliefs, my values, and so on. So this is what is called backfire effect. Fourth one that I'm sharing is what is called sunk cost fallacy. What does this mean? Sunk cost means in some project you have invested some money. Now you want to recover that money, and you believe only by investing more money you can recover it. Classic example, whenever we go for bets, that is what happens. So you have lost some money and you say, okay, maybe one more round and I'll be able to recover my money. So this is sunk cost fallacy, and mostly it results in higher losses over a period of time rather than recovering the money that you have lost. And the last one that I'm sharing is curse of knowledge. Again, very interesting. Curse of knowledge means I have some knowledge about certain subject. And once again, let us say, how shall our diet be? Right? So I say, these are the kinds of foods you must eat. This is the combination you must have. This is the combination you must avoid. I have done a lot of research in that and have amazing knowledge about that subject. Now, what is this curse of knowledge is, when I am talking to people, and there may be many people that I'm talking to, they may be absolutely laymen in terms of knowledge of how the diet shall be planned. But my knowledge gives me this bias. I make an assumption. These are simple things people would know. And based on that assumption, I start talking to people. And since people do not know, they are not able to absorb all the information that you're sharing, because many of those things you have made an assumption that people would know, and you skip sharing that information, and it doesn't help people in getting convinced about what you're ultimately talking. So what I'm suggesting here is, towards the end, that you must start making effort of discovering. I'm using the word discovering, and that all comes through self-awareness. What are the kinds of biases that you generally carry, how they affect your thought process, how they affect your perceptions, how they affect your relationships, how they affect your decisions, right? And I'm sure it will help you to become clearer. It will help you to become clearer about your way of thinking, your way of approaching, your way of interacting with people. And in all ways, it's going to ultimately help you.